The city lights shimmered through the curtains, casting an eerie glow in the dimly lit room. It was the kind of night that whispered secrets, and I, entangled in the thrill of the unknown, found myself in a stranger's bed. Her name was Emily, a mysterious enchantress I had met at a smoky, overcrowded bar. Her eyes, deep and dark, seemed to hold secrets that beckoned me closer. We danced, the music pulsating through us, a rhythm that drew us together, closer still. As the night grew older, we stumbled into her apartment, a vintage relic hidden amidst the towering concrete jungle. The air inside was cool and carried a scent of nostalgia, mixed with something unnameable. It was a place where shadows clung to corners, refusing to be dispelled. We laughed, sharing stories and sipping on wine that seemed to taste of forgotten years. The hours slipped by like sand through an hourglass, until finally, we found ourselves entwined beneath a silk sheet, the room drenched in the hue of the city's glow. Just as sleep started to tug at the corners of my consciousness, a chill swept over me, slicing through the warmth like a razor. My eyes snapped open, scanning the room in alarm. There, at the foot of the bed, stood a figure, draped in tattered, ethereal robes. Its face, a void of despair, bore eyes that seemed to plead for release from an eternity of suffering. I tried to scream, but my voice betrayed me, swallowed by the weight of terror. The figure glided closer, each step an echo of lost souls, a melody of sorrow and regret. Emily remained blissfully unaware, her slumber undisturbed. The specter's skeletal hand reached out, fingers like icy tendrils grazing my skin. It was a touch that seared, as if flames of purgatory sought solace in my warmth. Panic surged through me, a primal instinct to flee, but my limbs refused to obey. Through the fear-stricken paralysis, I glimpsed the spirit's tale. It had once been a lover, trapped in a realm betwixt life and death, forever bound to the one who had forsaken it. Its suffering, an echo of lost passion, reverberated through the night. With great effort, I managed to tear my gaze from the tormented visage and focus on Emily. I shook her gently, whispering her name, but she stirred only slightly before slipping back into her slumber. The room seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy, a dance of desperation and longing. Time blurred, a nightmarish waltz with the spectral lover. Its presence grew more suffocating, a relentless reminder of love gone awry. I could feel its yearning, a plea for release that transcended the boundaries of the living and the dead. Suddenly, a thought struck me like lightning in a storm. The only way to sever the haunting embrace was to rekindle the lost love, to bridge the chasm between worlds. But how? The answer seemed as elusive as smoke. Drawing on every ounce of courage, I turned to face the spirit, locking eyes with its mournful gaze. In that instant, a torrent of emotion surged, a symphony of heartache and longing. I whispered promises of redemption, of rekindling the flame that had been extinguished. The room quaked, the air thick with anticipation. Slowly, the spirit's form began to dissipate, like morning fog under the rising sun. It let out a final ethereal sigh, a farewell woven with gratitude before fading into the darkness. With the spirit's departure, the room seemed to exhale, releasing the tension that had gripped it. Emily stirred, the peace of her slumber undisturbed. I lay there, breathless and awed, a witness to a love that had transcended the boundaries of life and death. As dawn painted the sky in hues of pink and gold, I slipped away from Emily's embrace, leaving behind a room forever changed. The city outside buzzed with life, oblivious to the spectral ballet that had unfolded within those walls. And in the depths of that haunted night, I learned that sometimes love is the key that unlocks even the most haunting of embraces.